Welcome to the video lecture on artificial neural network. In our previous lecture series, we have learned in details about NLP. Today, we will see about ANN, artificial neural network. Architecture of neurons in neural network is inspired by neurons in brain. Brain neuron receives input, fires off the output that is used by the other neuron. So, neural network, or you may call it as artificial neural network, it simulates this behavior in learning about the collected data and about predicting outcomes. Okay. Now, in a very first video, I have said you already about artificial intelligence. Let us recall it. Artificial intelligence is nothing but making a machine intelligent. Machine learning is subset of artificial intelligence. So in order to make machine intelligent, I require machine learning, and in order to make my machine learn, I require deep learning. Okay, so I can say ML is subset of AI and deep learning is subset of ML. Okay, so this deep learning uses neural network with many layers. Okay, so compulsory 3 layers are there, as you can see in the figure. For this is the diagram for neural network. This is the very first layer, input layer. This is the second layer, that is hidden layer, and the third layer is output layer. So it will be having only one input and one output layer, but multiple hidden layers can be there. In this diagram, there is only one hidden layer. Okay, so the deep learning maps, what it does, it maps input to output using this neural networks. It finds correlations. Okay, so this neural network can help you to classify as well as cluster. So if I say neural network is doing classification, that is it will classify labeled data set. Okay, and if I say, so it will be classify works on labeled data set. So neural network will be working on labeled data set, whereas if I say that it is used to cluster, so it will cluster unlabeled data set. Okay, so I can say classification is supervised learning and clustering is unsupervised learning. Fine. So neural network can be used to do both. Okay, so now you can see over here, this is the structure of neural network is shown. So what we want is, it is going to have inputs. Okay, so the first input showed is 1. Those are the inputs, these are the weights. So arcs are there. Okay, these arcs, every arc is having certain weight. Okay, how to initialize this weight? Randomly you can initialize this weight. Okay, so summation is done over here. So multiplication of this and this, this and this, so all terms are multiplied and then finally they are summed over here. For example, 1 into W1 plus x1 into W1 plus x2 into W2 plus xm into Wm. In this way summation is done, and further to this value activation function is applied. After applying activation function, I get certain output. So this is the fashion in which neural network works. Okay, we will see it in details. The activation function, what we talked about, it should be non-linear. Okay, so you can see over here, you can see in this diagram, we call it as summation of I goes from 0 to n, where n is nothing but all my nodes. Okay, so whatever nodes I'm having, those are n. Fine. So all my nodes, I take summation of wi into xi. So corresponding weight is multiplied by input, and over here also 1 is shown, that is your first input is always 1. So the first input is multiplied by W0 plus x1 into W1 plus x2 into W2 and so on. So the summation is given further to this activation function. Okay, so here different kinds of activation function. Any one among them, number of activation functions are available, but any one among them is applied. After application of activation function, for example, I'm using a simple activation function where it shows that if the addition is greater than certain value, for example, if it is greater than 0, then output 1, otherwise output minus 1. So in this case, only 2 values will be output, since we are seeing the simplest form of neural network. Okay, so it will either output 1 if this value is greater than 0, or it will output minus 1 if the value is less than. Okay, so we have perceptron. Okay, perceptron models a neuron. Okay, we will see the diagram of perceptron. We have weight. Okay, so this weight, I said you, arc is labeled with the help of weight. So it is going to determine the slope. It is used to determine slope. Bias allows to shift the line. Okay, so if line passes through region 0 and if I want to shift it above, I use the term bias. That bias is added. Okay, so don't worry about the theory. We will see small examples, and through which you will be able to understand this. Okay, so single neuron I have shown over here. It is called as perceptron. Okay, so now we can see here I have one statement. What is it? So here we have seen this is simplest binary artificial neuron. Okay, so I have one neuron. Fine, it is having no weight. So in this case, I have to answer one question: do I snowboard this week? So if I snowboard this week or I don't snowboard this week, this is the question. So in order to do snowboarding this week, I require the following things. X1 input. Okay, this is my input. A good weather, lot of powder, and drying socks. So it is that I have as you can see over here, x1 is 1, that is weather is good. Okay, x2 is 1, that is there is lot of powder available, and x3 is 0, that is driving socks are not available. This it is the meaning of this. Okay, so x1, x2, x3, these are my inputs, right? So x1 is 1, 1 and 0. So in this case we are considering that we don't have any weight. Now since we don't have any weight, what we will do is just add all the three. So 1 plus 1 plus 0, it's nothing but 2. So threshold considered over here is 1. So now this is less than threshold, sorry, it should be greater than threshold. Is it greater than threshold? Yes, because it is greater than threshold, output 1. So that's why you can see output 1 over here. This was the simplest perceptron we have seen, okay, without any weights. Now what you've done is I have appended weights in this case, okay. So what you can see here, again the question is the same. Good weather is there, this is there, but now weightage is given. Like if good weather is there, its weightage is 30%. Lot of powder is there, its weightage is just 10%. Driving socks is there, its weightage is 50%. Like that, just weightage is given. Random weights. Weights are randomly initialized. Okay. Now here what do I have is my input. What is my input over here? 1 into 3. 3 is my weight. So input into weight, and input into weight is done. So the three terms are added together, I get the summation, so that is 4. I have to check whether 4 is less than 5. So this 4 should be greater than 5 actually, okay. The addition term should be greater than threshold, where it is not greater, and hence I need to output 0. Okay, either I can output like I'm outputting 0. So what does it mean? That I'm not going to snowboard this weekend. Okay, if it gives me output 1, that means I'm going to snowboard. There's one more example. Now in this case, weights are differently manipulated over here. Here weightage is 2, here it is 6, and okay, so same problem, just different weights are there. So here we are computing it. So 2 into 1 plus 6 into 1 plus 1 into 0. So I got the weight as 8. So now 8 is greater than threshold, right? This value has to be greater than threshold. So because it is greater than threshold, I'll be outputting 1, output 1. That means yes, I'll snowboard this week. It means that, okay. So now just we had done by very simple way, that we were just comparing it with greater than like we were comparing it with threshold value, right? We were just comparing it with threshold value. So now we will go in little deep. Instead of comparing it with threshold value, we have to apply something called as activation function. So these are different types of activation function, among which the sigmoid is very important. Okay, so you should know what is the sigmoid. Mostly this function is used. What is sigmoid function? Is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. So it is represented in this fashion. This is the sine function, and so if and this is the step function. So these are the different functions and the representations. Okay, so sigmoid is mostly used. So let us see and do this example using the sigmoid function. Okay, so you can see this example where x1, x2, x3 are the input, w1, w2, w3 are the output. I want to find activation of this node. So how to do it? Let us check it. So here what do I have? Again the similar type of question I have inputs, I have weights. Okay, so I applied it. After applying it, what I have to do is, so here I've applied. Okay, so here I have done the addition. So after addition, whatever value we get, previously what we were doing, we were comparing it with threshold. Here we are not going to compare it with threshold, but instead we are going to apply the sigmoid function, activation function. So sigmoid activation function we have used, it is represented in this fashion. Okay, sigma of 0.9. Okay, so how to compute this? You can write the computation. You have to put formula over here: 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. That is 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus 0.9. Computed using calculator, you get the answer as 0.7109. So formula is very simple: 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. Okay. So in this fashion you are computing and you got the answer as 0.7109. So this is the value what you got, which says that are you going to snowboard or what? So if the answer is like, you can decide the value. If it is between 0.5 and 1, closer to 1, your answer turns towards there, yes. And if it is less between 0 and 0.5, your answer is towards no. In this way you can decide. Okay, so it is not giving, like using the sigmoid function I don't get exactly yes or no, but what I get is probability. Between 0.5 to 1 if I get, it is towards better side. Between 0 and 0.5 I get, it is not that good. Okay, so that won't support my answer. Now there's one more question, but here I have two different inputs and three different like hidden layers are applied over here. So we are doing actually two layer ANN. Previously we had only input and output. Here we are putting hidden layer, weather, powder and driving. Okay, so two inputs are there, Appress and Shredder. So let us see how to do if this is the case. So now in this way, again I have input. So input and these are all the weights. Okay, so this is my hidden unit H1. Have to compute the like the output from this will become input from the to this. Okay, so have to compute H1. H1 is nothing but 1 into 0.8 plus 1 into 0.6. Okay, I get the answer for it. Then what is this? 1 into 0.2 plus 1 into 0.9. I get this. Okay, again for this I have 1 into 0.1 plus 1 into 0.7. I get this. Okay, now this is I have got H1, right? But now I have to compute for this. So what again, what output of this will form input for this. So let us see how to compute. Okay, now I want to compute this output value. I have these weights. Okay, so 0.8 into 0.2 plus 0.75 into 0.8 plus 0.69 into 0.5. Okay, so this gives me this value and 0.105 value, and again I have to apply the activation function to it. On applying activation function in the same fashion, what it is, 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus of 1.105. I get the value as 0.75. You can use scientific calculator or Google also will help you to get the answer. So answer is 0.75. Okay, so what is the probability? Like what question was asked to you is what is the probability of those people snowboarding this week? So this weekend. So answer is 0.75%. Okay. So in this fashion, using neural net, you can give the answer. Okay. So the question is, why use neural network? Why do we need neural network? So what does this neural network does is it extracts patterns for us and it detects trends also. That is very difficult for us to understand. For example, if I want to invest in share market, so which exactly shares I should buy? Now if I ask this question to someone, that human will have to look at the history of shares market and he'll have to, like, it is very difficult for human being to do this. So we are training machines and machines are doing this using neural network. Okay, because this answer to shares market depend upon history, right? If I ask like which car do I want to buy, so again historical review of the various car segments will be checked, like how many buyers are there, what are the reviews of buyers. If human will do this, it will take a lot of time. So in order to save this, we require machines, and machines does this using neural networks. Okay, it helps you to build predictive model from large databases. As I said, large databases there with respect to shares. So a model is built with respect to it. So model is trained. We call it as it is the trained model, and to this trained model you give input as your test set and you get the results. Okay. So well-trained neural network work as an expert of information. It has been used to analyze. So it is used in number of places, like in medical fields also it is used. Here, like a neural network is given as an input, various diseases, history of various diseases, and accordingly it has been trained. Now to this trained neural network, if I give an input as somebody's what do you call, like symptoms. Okay, so using those symptoms is given as an input to train data, so it will give me the output as whether that particular person is having that type of disease or not. So in medical field also this is used properly. Artificial neural network provide real-time operations. Its computations may be carried out in parallel. Now why I call it as its computations are carried out in parallel, because I have number of neurons, right? These neurons can work in parallel, and that's why we say that computations are going on in parallel. Neural network has adaptive learning capacity. It has the ability to learn how to do the task based on the data given for training or from initial experience. Okay. So you can see over here applications of neural network are shown in diagrammatic format. Object recognition, facial, in my facial structure I can an object can be recognized, right? Then game playing is there, right? So over there also neural network is there. Speech recognition neural network is used. Language translation it is used. Object classification it is used. So there are number of places where this neural network are applied. Okay. So there are two types of neural network. One I call it as feed forward neural network, the other one is feedback neural network. So when I talk about feed forward neural network, it is that simple. The flow of the signal in this neural network is only in one direction. Okay, you have to just go further. You cannot go from you cannot go backward from output. The input signals are fed into the input layer. So initially I start with my input, feeding input in this particular layer, and then after being processed, so process is done, so those are sent over here, like output of this layer is given to this layer, okay, then output of this layer is given to this layer. In this fashion it is traversed further. No feedbacks or loops are there. An example of it is MLP, okay, multi-layer perceptron. Then second one is feedback neural network. What do you mean by feedback neural network? In this case what I have is I go further and my output traverses backward also. Okay, so loops are there. The signals can travel in both the direction. Very powerful. These are more powerful as compared to previous ones. Okay, and these are dynamic also. So the signals are feedback to the neuron or the layer that has already received or processed a signal. Okay, so this is called as recurrent, or it is also called as iterative type of network. Okay, neural network, iterative or recurrent. So you can see I have given like input is coming from this way, it is being processed, it is given further to the hidden unit, it is being processed for finally suppose output is being ready, output is ready. So now this output is feedback to the previous layer, this output is feedback to the previous layer. Okay, it works in this fashion. Here also you can see like after getting this output I am feeding it back to the previous layer. So these are also called as recurrent or iterative. Okay, recurrent or iterative type of networks, they are having feedback loops. Okay, so such networks are particularly difficult to train. Okay, eventually they may fail to learn also. Okay, so now models of ANN. Okay, you have different models of ANN. As you can see, they are listed over here. MLP, multi-layer perceptron. Over here what you can see is large number, all layers are connected to all the layers of the other, all the nodes of the other layer. Okay, MLP, then CNN. This is beyond your study, but still I want to link it. What are all these? Like nowadays CNN is in a lot of fashion, RNN is in fashion. So what are all these? So these are the models of ANN. Okay, if you use CNN, that means you're using artificial neural network. If you're using recursive neural network, that means you're using artificial neural network. So multi-layer perceptron is example of feed forward, and recursive is the example of the second one, feedback. Okay, so in this way you can see these all whatever are listed over here are the models of ANN, among which CNN is nowadays very popular, and you may need it, number of people will need it to implement the projects also. Okay, so in the next video we will be talking about backpropagation in details. Thank you for now.